Hello. Welcome in, everybody. Mac, Willow, Theron. Hope you all are doing well. We're back. It's mostly water weight. This guy is gonna get a whole... What's going on with that? I don't like that. Why does that happen? It doesn't matter. This guy's gonna get a whole little zone up here for himself. He doesn't need a name. We'll see if he winds up getting one, but he doesn't really need one. Okay, so let's get Splendor open. And let's smack out a really quick and dirty set of barbells. Like pretty low poly looking, I think. 12 maybe feels right. 12 feels right. He does not need a name. He genuinely does not. I think that'll be fine. And then give it a material. Just a static color is fine. A little bit metallic, but not like shiny metallic, so pretty rough. Henry the hamster. Okay, next up. We're gonna scale it down, probably. Not that. Oops. That looks about right. And then yet another cylinder. This one can be much less triangles. Rotate that on the x-axis by 90 degrees. Scale it down. Scale it up. Give it its own material. Oops. Make it much more reflective. Looks good, looks good. We're gonna say this one does shade smooth. It's ginormous. Oops, oh wait, control. Oh wait, edit mode. That's it. And then control R for loop cut. Boom. Look at that. Next, let's wonkify it a bit. That's the technical term. Oh wait, am I in the wrong? There we go. Al, thank you for the sub. 45 months. That's almost
Yeah.
I was so close to timing that right.
Yeah.
It was a little bit sinister.
Yeah.
Hey, look who it is. That's nice and wonky, right? It's pretty wonky. Welcome in, Hemp. You did it. You won the video game. Scale Y only. That's pretty wonky looking, right? I don't know how we're gonna make this make sense, but it doesn't matter. Chips to it? What, like he's some kind of amateur? Psh, please. This guy is some kind of genius. There we go. I think that's sufficiently like wacky, right? Twice as heavy. Good point. Good point, Al. I didn't think about that, but you're absolutely right. I hope the rando was good. I hope it was sufficiently randomized. Maybe if we scale this one down a bit more. And then we rotate the whole thing a bit. Or more accurately, we set it up so that that might be the way to do it. There we go. It's a little bit silly looking now. But I guess it should also poke through the sides, right? There we go. That looks great. Spooky. There we go. Let's save that. Let's put that as furniture. Export for our workout hamster here. Blender, furniture. Let's pop it in. We'll put that as part of Birdtown, because I guess technically. Decor. Boom. Don't know exactly where this is going to go, but we'll find a good spot for it. It is definitely going to be intentionally noticeably larger than him. Like to the point where it's like, I don't know if he can lift that. And that's good. That's what we want. He's fitness conscious. Also, that's really dangerous to have up here. I hope he understands that. And it's going to need collision. 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 We'll do a fairly simple collision here. I think that looks fine. And then a second one. It's over here. And then the middle is going to be... Hey, Liari, welcome in. Middle can just be a box or two. I think everyone would be fine with that. It's a little bit awkward, isn't it? Just the nature of it. Do we want to do a polygon then? Precarious. Oops. Something weird. Oh, I see the problem here. Okay, yeah, that is a bit of an issue then. Okay, try again. I mean, maybe we'll discuss that that's a safety hazard, but unlikely. All right, there we go. Boom. That's reasonably close solidity without a ton of different triangles. Yeah, that's reasonably close. Reasonably close. Definitely close enough for what we're doing here. All right. And then, of course, he needs the big wheel. You know, the big wheel. The wheel. The wheel. I don't understand why it would be a rainbow. Is that a common thing? That's not what I think of when I think of hamster wheels. I think of very wooden textures. All right, well, this needs more. It's gonna dominate the area here, I think. Well, see, the thing is that Randy is a gerbil, and this fellow here is no gerbil. Hollowed out cheese. He's a hamster. He's not a mouse. He's not a mouse. can't believe the slander that I'm hearing. Ooh, this is gonna be tricky. This is gonna be tricky. I do want the other side, I want there to be holes through it, but... Okay, I think we're gonna do very simple triangles cut out of this mesh. It's gonna make the mesh a little bit ugly, but I think it's worth it. We've already got our rat characters on lockdown. Ah, I see the problem here. Oops. Okay, so what we want is just a simple triangle. Great. Now we can manually edit the vectors. One, two, two, one. No, obviously not. Maybe there's something to that. Increase this one to 1.1. You see the vision. You guys see the vision. Okay, and then the difference is on all of these, this first vector bumps up to like 0.2, 0.2. I don't think we can change this on multiples, but we'll try it. No, that did not work. That's reasonable. That looks reasonable. Sequentially like Earthbound. I'm not gonna say I didn't consider it at one point. One major idea I had for a while was you just always have two partners out. Like, it's a 3-party system instead of a 2-party system. You just always have 3. Main character and 2 partners out. And the partners, each combination of partner has a different field ability. And I was like, that's too much. It's too much. It was too new. It was a fun idea. And I think what really got me wanting to go that route was Kirby 64. Because of course it did. Nope, hang on. This needs something different, doesn't it? Wood planks, yes, but I don't know how it gets away with this. Okay. But we want this to be, first of all, triplanar. It's only affected the... It's so weird. Like, is it actually making a separate version of the material for each of these? Actually, honestly, that might be good enough for what we're doing here. It's gonna need big gears on the back. Fold up like a deck of cards. I mean, there will be lots of scenes where all of the partners are hanging out and chatting in major plot scenes. Everyone will have something to say. But I do need to remember that part of the replayability of Thousand Year Door was that for pretty much every scene where your partner says something, there is different dialogue for every partner. And in some cases, like, more in-depth scenes. So that's a big deal. That would be cool. Let's see here. Doing a rounded gear. What's this wooden gear we have here? Oh, that's a good-looking gear. I will admit, that's a good-looking gear. And wouldn't it be nice and fancy if you saw a bunch of gears spinning around back here? I think that would be pretty cool. Like that. And then, well, the gears for one thing. And the invisible wall, naturally. It would be pointless, but we could have a fourth gear here. Interlocking and everything. We are gonna have an invisible wall back here. Posy party. Yeah, actually, we'll get the invisible walls in at some point. For sure. Don't worry about that. All right, so now we have the wheel. Oh, shoot, the gears. Those need to be separated out into a different node so that they don't spin with the wheel. Are the invisible walls the collision, or is it something different? Collision just references how 3D objects determine whether or not they are touching. Solidity, I guess, is a subset of that says make sure that these two objects their collision zones are not allowed to overlap. If they are overlapping, move them apart until they are no longer overlapping. So an example of something that has collision but doesn't have solidity would be like one of the camera control zones we've got. When the character's collision box touches this invisible purple box, the camera rotates slightly. And when the player leaves that box, it rotates back to normal. So that is a collision, but it's not solid. I think we need a rug up here. I think that would really tie the room together. Oh, right, he needs a little TV. I don't want to forget about that. Don't let me forget this little TV. All right, so the wheel animation. We're going to have the actual wheel rotate. And that is along the Z-axis. It's probably a little bit fast. You know what? That's still a little bit fast. So let's just change the animation speed scale. That's good, but also let's have it spin the opposite direction. All right, next up, the individual wheels. Wheel 1 and wheel 3, I believe. Are these the ones? Yes. Huh. Ah. There we go. And then gear 2 and 4 are going to be basically the same. Oh wait, no, hang on. Those need to be slightly off. These two both need to be slightly off from that. By a factor of what exactly? -15 on the x-axis. There we go, to make it actually line up with the gear teeth. All right, that looks all right to me. Gotta have these gears. It's a game about gears. There's gotta be gears involved. Okay, we will have some kind of scene initialization that turns that animation on. We're not going to have it autoplay because reasons. Because when you first get here, he's not going to be running on it at all. All right. Cool. Let's make him a little TV. First, let's delete this cube and add a cube. Let's see here. How do we want to do this? Cube. Always cube. I want to do some slight beveling. Some cautious beveling here. I want this to actually be its own separate thing, I guess. How would this look with just a little bit of bevel? Not bad, weirdly enough. That's not a bad start right off the bat, just with beveling. I think we do keep that. Let's apply it actually, and then work with it a little bit more. Specifically, we don't need any of these faces back here. These are going to be just pointless to keep. I guess we'll keep them. Sure. And then we need a plane. Just a plain plane. That's going to be the actual TV screen. Oh, the claw shots. Yeah, that was Twilight Princess. That was one of the last items you get, I think. It was in City in the Sky. I still recommend it. I still think that Twilight Princess holds up quite well. I can't get a read on Dove's opinion on Twilight Princess, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't like it. It's really tough to... I will never believe Dove likes a game. Yeah, probably. Well, there's no point in making it this detailed. And yet, oops, that plane was not supposed to be added to this. Whoops. Add a separate plane. I really liked Skyward Sword. I thought it was really cool and did a lot of neat things. Or Twilight Princess. Skyward Sword did some neat things and then also did a lot of things that were not very good. So that one's pretty straightforward. So what we're gonna do here is we're going to grab bow it out a bit. Definitely shade smooth on this part. That's a really subtle effect. I don't know if it's even worth doing, but we did it. We did it regardless. Hey, Small, welcome in. What happened to all your money, Al? You're down to less than $1 million. All right, we're gonna do some really goofy stuff with this in a bit. All right, let's give it a nice material. The material needs to be very reflective. And the other material is likely going to get overwritten. Don't make it look like an old computer. Don't make it look like an old computer. Very important. I want more of an old TV, but that's going to be hard to do as it is. So it's fine. Once we add the knobs, that'll really sell it a bit more. And of course, the must-have UV sphere is fine. I don't need that many segments. I really don't need that much segments for this. Let's not get greedy on our segments. Shade it smooth. And then add some nice little rabbit ears, right? How are we gonna do the rabbit ears? It'd be just kind of some really crappy little just add a crappy little cube. Make it big enough, but no bigger than that. Gosh, they really loved to put 64 in the title, didn't they? Yeah. Yeah, they did. What of it? That's probably a little bit too big, but do that, and then boom, we're fine. Get a good look at TV rabbit ears. They were pretty straight. Dupu, that's just not fair. Oh no, let's do like this instead, so that we get a little bit more asymmetry. A little bit more asymmetry is good. We want asymmetry. We want wonkiness. Mario RPG is a really good game, and it had good writing. It set the stage for Paper Mario. Weirdly enough, Paper Mario 64 seemed to have very little in the way of tongue-in-cheek writing compared with Mario RPG. It's like Mario RPG was here, Paper Mario 64 kind of went down a little bit, and then Thousand Year Door was, you know, way up there. Like, no. We're gonna be doing some serious writing for this one. All right. Next up, let's take this and this. And let's do some silly stuff. It was. Yeah, back when it was Squaresoft. Let's see here. Whoop. Okay, cool. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Okay, now in the back. Give me a little bit in the back. Come on. Give me a little bit in the back. Good. Wonky lines. A little bit weird. That's good. That's good. Silly shape. You know, make it more whimsy. More whimsy. More whimsy.
Like the moon over the day, my genius and brawn are lost on these fools. Haiku.
Haiku said that. And I'd say he knows a little bit more about poetry than you do, pal, because he invented it. It really seems like he's signing off as Haiku. It's very silly. Okay, that looks good. All right, let's add a couple knobs. Yeah. It's like, whoa, Bowser. That was deep. It was really deep. Big visible buttons. Big visible buttons. Boom. Blammo. Okay. This, just get a placeholder texture. Again, we're likely going to end up overriding this. Material 2. Great. And then this one can just be a nice lime colored button. No, more of a yellow. Sure. All right, I love it. His little TV. It's ridiculous. Waffle really was their excuse just to kind of have one of those lull random moments for their ride and just get it all out of the way. The Bowser in the RPG series is so well written. Weirdly well written. And I know I rag on Origami King for its big puzzle mechanic instead of in lieu of a standard battle, but the writing is so good, and Bowser has so much depth of character. He's like talking about parenting strategies, and it's just really good. It's like, wow, huh. Yeah, but he can't do any of that stuff in the mainline games. In the mainline games, he's like, wahaha, I'm evil. I have Peach. That's it. He's not allowed to do anything beyond that. All right, I love it. TV. Export. Now this is noteworthy because this is like, is this the first instance of any electronics in a home that we have seen in this game? I think it is. I guess it's, the party games are weird. They're a weird thing. TV, GLB, GLB. Yeah, it was weird, because originally I was going to make the bonus recovery thing, the action command for the recovery heal, which is basically Sweet Treat. I was going to make it very digitally styled, and like, I'll make it all like retro video game stuff. And then I was like, wait, this is the wrong theming for this game. Everything's supposed to be very gear and mechanical and very not digital. Add a Super Mario found Peaches ? I'll never tell. Sink this into the floor a little bit, make it a bit smaller. It's a little TV. Okay, but yeah, we do need to mess with this texture. Let's give that like I don't know, a little bit of something. There we go. That's not bad. That's not bad. Add cubes. Beetlemania. Oh man, I love me some Beetlemania. I love me some Beetlemania. Music is just right in my ear, and it's like slightly too loud. Knocking it down to 7 from 9. Look, chat, I don't know if I've already spoiled this. A lot of people have been asking for Pilot Horse. And I'm happy to report that Pilot Horse is getting added to Paper Robot. Ah, Mischief Maker, shake, shake. All right, he's got pretty much everything he needs here, right? It's revealed to serve the direct. I'm glad that Pilot Horse was so well loved in the direct, being such a dumb throwaway idea. Because I just had this big notepad document that I was just like, have a game called Pilot Horse, have a dating sim with the Elder Dragon from Dabble Worlds, have I don't know, a bunch of round piggles rolling around, and just slap a name on it, have mean bananas. Love the dumb stuff. It's the high effort dumb gags is what it is. It's all a bunch of high effort dumb gags. I like that he's just, you know, I just downloaded a model of a horse and a model of like a Wright Brothers glider and just stuck them together and just made a slightly lilt back and forth. And that was it. It's like, that's a game. Trust me. Assume that there's a game there. The game is left to the imagination. All right, let's see here. All right, we got a little spot going on here. It needs something over here, I feel like. The big wheel, very important. The wheel is of the utmost importance. I wonder if we can, if you stand in here when he's in here, can I make it actually spin you? That is going to be difficult. That's going to be very difficult. Well, you could visualize that in your mind's eye. You know, it's basically there. I don't think so. I think it was just a horse. It was just it wasn't even properly textured because I couldn't figure out how to apply the textures properly in Godot to a downloaded model, and I was like, I don't want to bother with Blender. I'm trying to be as low effort as possible. Slap a brown texture on it. No one will be able to tell. Some of the models I grabbed worked immediately upon plopping them into Godot, like the duck from everyone's favorite game, Duck Thief. But yeah, like the glider and the horse did not work out well at all. All right, this guy's little spot is looking pretty good. Oh, he needs a little poster, doesn't he? He needs a little workout poster, you know? What kind of poster does he have? workout poster. Okay, this is all like infographic. Workout motivational poster. I don't know. It's just a bunch of. Okay, that one's AI. It's just pictures of people lifting weights, and that's it. Boy, I wish. I wish. Da 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 da. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Let's make a really quick. This does not need to be high effort. It needs to be very low effort. So we're gonna leave the pixels extremely. This is how much room we're working with here. In fact, I'm gonna make it even less. Nice poster dimensions here. I love low effort. Budgeted effort. We are being careful about the amount of effort we are spending. That's what it is. Because every hour of work we spend on a dumb poster on the wall is an hour we are not spending on making new enemies and writing the script for a hopefully 40+ hour game. What's on a poster? Bright colors, big bright colors. And then a little bit of and then and then maybe like a silhouette. Throw a silhouette over that. It was meant to be more of like a yeah, you can do it. Except this is probably way too. I don't know what kind of critter this is meant to be, but maybe it's a cat. Maybe it's a dog. Why are you drawing my parents fighting? We can use frog script here if we want. Do I have the test? The little test thing scene? Didn't I have a little temporary scene for testing the font? Font tester. Add a label. Test. Or maybe test. Wait, where's my FrogScript font? Didn't I have a FrogScript font? I could have sworn... Oh, here we go. FrogScript bitmap. Font. Go where? Font. Theme override. Here we go. Font. Use this. Yeah. There we go. There we go. So what's our little Easter egg here? What does it say underneath the sign? Do it. Do it, please. Go. Yeah. Achieve. Effort. Power. Pow. Just pow. Well, no, W has this dumb... The character we made for W looks like a dumb face, so we can't do pow. Just do. Lift. Run. Just run. That's what we're gonna make it say, is run. You triggered it didn't happen on mine. Wait, hang on. I didn't see any notice. I wonder if it was like one of the blocked terms. Let's see here. Let's see. Did you say best viewers on? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that might do it. That might do it. Okay, we're gonna do like... Run. Run is our motivational phrase of choice here. Let's leave more breathing room there. Yeah, there we go. That looks sufficiently motivational, right? Right? It does not. It does not have any punctuation. All right, there's our poster. This is very silly. Where does that go under? I'll put it under graffiti, actually. Because we could make a ton of little like posters to put in places. Art. Poster. Is this a decal or is it a... I'm going to do Sprite 3D. Decals, I'm seeing a weird issue with. Related to... I think it's related to bitmaps. And I've done a decent job of hiding the issue for the most part, but there's one place where I always see it, and I don't know exactly what's going on here, because there's the decals here. Look at this. Look what it's doing on the upper left corner of the eye there, this little decal. That happens in-game as well, if you watch for it. And I don't know what's going on there. It's like, why? Why is that happening? Why are we missing squares here? Yeah, why? Why? Why I? So we're gonna do a Sprite 3D for the poster. In conclusion, even though it's gonna be a little bit wonky with the curved surface that we're on. There we go. That's fine. He's very into fitness, this guy, you know? All right, there we go. It still feels a little incomplete. I guess he needs a bed or something, huh? Let's grab this. And then move it down so there's only one. Haha. Everybody just does hammocks here. What of it? And how does this collision is like this? That's not going to be good enough, is it? That's not going to cut it. People are going to want to get on that. People are going to want to get all on that. I think, unfortunately, the way to do the collision on this one is going to be a CSG polygon, rotated 90 degrees. On the x-axis. And there's just nothing we can really do about it. It's like, that's just good enough. I could... If I attach it to this... You're rotating the sphere, huh? So what does that look like now? Ooh, okay. Yeah, so now if I hide it, I think this is, yeah, it's much more believable. It's moving pretty slow, so the fact that it's moving isn't a big problem. I think we could lower it a bit more. Let you kind of sit in the hammock a bit more. Okay, that's reasonable. He's got a place to sleep right on the edge. Can we move that? Would that be... It feels like that's something we could move to somewhere a bit safer. I just hope you don't get your player stuck somehow. We'll have to make sure that's not going to happen. A chair. Add a little chair for him. Slightly smaller than the standard one. I'm not going to model an entire recliner for this hamster. Okay. That looks a little bit nicer. Oh. I think I wanted to have the lookout. The lookout from up here. That we need that's got to be done at some point, but I need to build the heliosphere out before we can really do that. And I think this is the place to have that. Is that if you go up to the edge, like we'll have a little extra viewing, a little extra platform sticking out, and if you go over to this one, it peers the camera over and you can see dungeon number 2 in the distance. And if you do the same on this side over here that we're gonna have, then it'll do the same and you'll see the city in the distance. So I guess we do want to go ahead and have those available. So, is this using UV triplanar? It is using triplanar. Okay, good. So what I'm gonna do is duplicate this. Bring this down bring this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half a step down. Because these stairs in Birdtown, how many steps are these? Oh, these are 5 steps, 0.2 each. Okay, so instead, let's go one more. Oh, no, let's go so low that you can just walk up and it's understood that it's like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't mind that you can walk up. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, clear out a little bit of this. Raise this up for a bit so we can mess with these points a bit more. just a little rounded region here that you can go check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. Maybe we'll go ahead and do a whole one. How does that look? Yeah, a little step down, and then you step over, and that's where you get the alternate view. We will extend this a bit more. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Do this as world triplanar. Just keep that wood going in the same direction here. We'll add stairs. Somewhere. I need a flat enough region for the stairs to kind of work with. Okay, this might be all right here, right like that. It's like, what's holding it up? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, buddy. Shaw! Adidas! All Night Charms. Okay, that works. Yeah, we do need to have a limb coming out of here. Even if it's just a truncated cone. Well, that looks way too massive there now, doesn't it? Yeah, that looks good. That looks good coming out there. Makes it more believable. And we're going to have a similar one over here, right? Much smaller little viewing platform over here. This can be squished a bit. Yeah, and that'll just be a little extra zone to step out onto. Let's duplicate this so we can have a branch sticking through there to hold that one up. The Balder shell. Yeah, it does some kind of, because the Balder is that enemy that you can't get by without you know, the spell. The Groll spell. And we'll have a little rail all along this, because we're going to make sure that you can't actually fall. Not for reals. Now, how would we do that? CSG is always an option. Because we already started with CSG, so we've basically got the polygon started. So let's duplicate this. What we're going to do is we're going to change this to a 1 meter depth. We're going to lift it up by 1 meter as well. We're going to swap out the material for the birdcage material, but different. Birdcage material, but different. Albedo doesn't super matter yet. All right, so that's the start of it. I mean, I guess we can do 2. That's fine. That's a good fancy look. But then we need to get rid of the interior bit. So we would duplicate, nest it, scale the whole thing down. That's going to do some weird stuff around the edges. But I think it can work. Go 1.5, bring it up a bit, make that subtraction, and that gives us a solid fence all the way around, if we so choose. I guess we can scale this a little bit more like that. Albedo, make it a little bit darker. Darker still. How are we looking here? Did I turn the collision on this? Yes. Let's see how that looks. Decent. A little bit iffy around the edges, but it's all right. Maybe if we give it an actual top bar, that will help. So I guess it doesn't need to be that thick, does it? Not really. We can go about half the size. And we'll make it a fake. Like, you can see over it very easily, but you can't actually jump over it kind of thing. So then what we would want to do is duplicate this, replace it with a new material that's just kind of vaguely brownish, dark brown. Make it like 0.1, 0.05 maybe even. And then just situate it right there on top. Is that visible? Can I see that? A little bit, yeah. It fades out a lot over on the back for some reason. Maybe it's not thick enough after all. Or maybe it's being overruled or something on the back here. Or maybe that's just really thin in the back. Maybe the veil is thin here. It does look very, very thin. Move these up a little bit. Yeah, that does make a difference. See that thickness a lot better over here now. Well, now I feel like let's change this texture out on this one. All right, so first off for this, position this so it is fully above. I don't like to see the Z fighting. I don't want these Z's fighting at me. This material, we've got a texture called stripe. Ooh, it's a horizontal stripe though. Yeah, that's not gonna work then, is it? I guess we need to duplicate it. What's this under? It's gotta be like geometry, right? Yes. Let's just take this, open it with Rita. Rotate it. Save it. Close it. Pull it in. Material. Let's see if that works then. Or did that do the opposite of working? Did I actually want this one? UV. If I just turn on triplanar. It certainly doesn't look like it's doing what I want. No, that's just one big stripe. Do vert. There we go. That's what I want. Transparency, depth prepass. A nice, really dark brownish color. Wow, it's that easy. Oh, nope. Something weird happens over here. The UVs get a little bit wonky. For reasons. Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is? Thank you for the follow. All follows are anonymous. It's because, and I don't know why Godot does this sometimes. Somehow you can have a different material on a nested CSG. And that doesn't seem like that should be possible. Okay, now we need to turn off the world triplanar, I think. I'm going to turn off both triplanars. Copy that material. Paste it as the child material. Well, that's cool, but that's not what I... Okay, I did want regular stripe. Great. Did I, though? Oh, here we go. Okay, honestly, I'll take it. I'll take it. Copy, paste. It's a little bit silly, but it works. That's weird though. Why does it do this here? It's somehow the UV is stretched out. I don't know if it's just like the way that UVs are calculated for some of this stuff, for these automatically generated ones where you're doing CSGs. It's like they work most of the time until they don't. But it's good enough. So we're going to say Node 3D fence. That's what we're going to call that. I was just noticing the suffix on a name. I was like, could it be? Is that the game I'm thinking of? Okay, the next thing we need is to leave room for we need to leave a little gap for the stairs. Oh, I did some weird stretchy stuff somewhere around here, I think, is what happened. That's probably why it went a little bit silly. Subtraction. Copy, paste, nope, duplicate, and move over to here. Come on, you can do it. Boom. Take this material, paste it in here, paste it in here. All right, that will work. And one for this side. All right, lovely. And we'll do a similar setup for these polygons here. Basically the same idea, which is take the existing polygon, stretch it out, swap out the texture. And that's pretty much it. Called it Gintz accidentally. All right, so take this polygon, change it to a full 0.5 texture. Is that how big? Yeah, that's how big. We're gonna take this material, copy it here. Whoops, nope, here. Then we need to do some silly stuff to it. We're going to duplicate, nest it. Come on. Change the depth. Change it to a subtraction and scale it by like 0.99. That works. Gets very thin over here, doesn't it? Very, very thin. 0.97? And then just move it a little bit. There we go. Get it nestled in there pretty good. Okay, looks good. Now we duplicate that. And this is 0.1. This duplicate gets this alternate texture, gets changed to a 0.1 depth. And then gets moved up to match that. Looks good. It does not need the extra hole yet. But yeah, that looks great. Now, what's the scale of this compared to that? 0.94, 1462. No, different scales. Yeah, that system works out decently well, I gotta say. Now we're also going to add invisible walls as well. All right, so here we go. One last time around. Copy material. This time we're making fence number 3. I think this area is looking okay here. This is turning out pretty nice. Pikmin 1 ship parts. Eternal Dynamo. What did I end up with on the scale for this one? 0.97. All right, let's stick with that. That seems to work pretty well. Looks great. Duplicate. 0.1. Pop it up into the air. Paste. Paste. Now let's run around in here. Check it out a bit. That's still looking really weird here. This looks great. That still looks weird. It's the whole texture, isn't it? The whole texture is wrong on fence 1. On this one. This is the wrong texture. Yep. Confirmed. Nope. Something went wonky there. It's this one has the wrong hole texture. I'm quite proud of that little TV for being such a little piece of furniture. That looked really nice. That was a nice little quick speed model. We're getting better at that. Yay, that looks good again. Okay. Yay! Oh, that looks lovely with the little, just the little. Oh, yeah. Hang on, this looks nice. Okay, we don't need a fence over here on account of the big wheel. Or if we do have it, we need to move things around a little bit. The railing adds a lot, I think, but it also would let you jump off, which is not great. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to let you jump off, and you just deal with the consequences of losing health for doing that. Or I make that a screen entrance into Bird Town. Move wheel out in front of the railing. Move main gear. Oh, wait. Make main gear thicker. So that other gear can conceivably be a little bit more removed. Okay, I think that looks all right. Yay. Okay, so you're gonna come up here and you're gonna have initially you're gonna have a fight. And then over here is just the little lookout point. And then another one over here. And you can see the branches underneath that are supporting those so they don't look like they're floating. That's an important piece. And when you stand here, the camera will... Similar to in the first room of the tutorial zone. Oh, gosh. That's an important piece of it, isn't it? Yeah. All in all, not bad. Not bad. Now, here's the thing. For the plot to happen here, we're going to need some actual baddies, some enemies. You can't actually see. Yeah, you can't see the invisible wall in here. Lizards! Thank you, Casual. Thank you for the lizards. Da 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 da. This is the Chapter 1 boss fight music. But I mean, it's understandable. You have not played the game through as many times as I have. It's a lot. All right. I'm digging it. This is a cool little loft. I still don't get what's going on here, so I'm going to cover that up with something. Create survival is good. Okay, wait. Have you already started it? Because if you already understand Create a bit, I've got a mod pack I would recommend over Vanilla Create. Vanilla Create. That's... Name every frog. The team that made Create also put together a mod pack. Oh, you haven't even made it to that. So, well, yeah, I guess you should play around with it in regular survival first. Just Create and no other mods. But if you like it and you're looking for a challenge, I can strongly recommend Create Above and Beyond. Which adds a system that actually encourages you to work towards specific goals of like automate this, automate that, etc. And gosh, it really gets crazy towards the end where you're crafting math alongside and next to. lost my mind. Yeah, you can do some really intensely cool stuff with Create. Oh, man. I wish... Gosh, did you know that Gears were going to be in vanilla Minecraft? That was an early test. I think before Bookshelves, like way back. There was early experiment with cogs spinning around. That never made it into the actual game, unfortunately. But what Create does with just being able to say, all right, these blocks are connected and they can move, is really good, but unfortunately it's too powerful. There's no way to balance that. Well, it's still a pib party here. Iron Spellbooks. If I was gonna do a magic mod, I would. There's a Create pack for magic that looks really good. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's Create Arcana, Arcane Engineering. Is this it? Oh yeah, I think this is the one. Let me see here. Let's see if this works. React streaming? Is this gonna work? Don't like the new UI. Magic Survival. So it's the basics of it's all the basic Create stuff, but with a lot more recipes focused on the sort of magical rune stuff. I don't know the full details, but it is compatible with Create 0.4, whichever one adds the actual trains. Because Above and Beyond is not compatible with that. So you don't get the new train stuff. Yeah. Let's see here. I haven't tried the one on screen here. But it's very involved. But like all this stuff about like these conveyor belts rising out of the lava, you can do that in vanilla without the mod pack. Yeah, fun little fire transition. Gosh, I love the pump. I love games where I can pump fluids around. I don't know what it is. I want trains and I want fluid mechanics. Is that so much to ask for, Hovercat? That's a perfectly normal thing to want. What? I mean, Factorio, Minecraft. Well, it's full circle. All right, we're not going to just sit here and watch YouTube videos. It's full circle, Casual, because Factorio was inspired by early mods of Minecraft. A lot of the old engineering style mods that inspired Factorio, and then Factorio inspired a more specific engineering mod in Minecraft. So I think that's neat. But yeah, it really the Above and Beyond mod pack that I linked to you is it is very much like Factorio in that you are having to automate production of specific things that are not really functional on their own, like science packs, but you can use them to create items that you will need a lot of. It's like automating this pack will in turn automate something you do need. Okay. Not a ton of time left in the stream. So what do we do next? I want to say Above and Beyond is... It limits you to, I think, create 0.3, maybe 4. It's not the newest one, so you miss out on some of the new little things. I think 0.4 was trains and 0.5 was the boxes, like the shipping boxes and stuff, which was fun. I didn't play with it, but it looked really cool. Oh, Minecraft version. Oh, geez. Pretty old at this point. Pretty old, I'd say. Like something like 1 dot. I don't know. You'd have to look it up. Whatever I say has a very high chance of being wrong. I'm trying to remember what items are in it. I think it predates... Does it predate Copper? 1.16. Okay. All right. So that looks good. We need more stuff for Birdtown then. Well, I guess this hole here, exit hole, we're going to copy that into this. Is that lined up? That is lined up. Okay, good. All right, that's fine right there. Now, the Arcane Engineering mod pack, which, again, I've never played. I don't know exactly where it's located. That one, I could tell just by looking at that trailer that it uses Create 0.4, which may be compatible with the newer Minecraft version. Okay, does that look okay? 1.21. How old is that one? I doubt it. I doubt it. Okay, so it's right there. You can definitely see. We need to go more diagonal, I think, is the trick here. That'll work. Maybe it needs a little trim or something. I don't know. That might help. Thank you, Short. Yeah, let's do that. Exit hole trim. Oh, okay, hang on now. Hold on then. Duplicate this, then pull it out, and then rename. Pull it out just a bit. Oh, this is gonna be, it's gonna be a little bit awkward to get this right. It's gonna require a handful of CSG operations. Nothing we can't handle, but it will be a little bit ugly here and there. I'll do something like this. And this for the inside. Change these both to subtraction. And also move them both up. I mean, it's something. Exit hole trim. It's an important piece. This whole operation. It's mission critical. Okay, now there's this is where it gets tricky. Like that kind of works. Like it's really kludgy. But like it does work. It does create a trim, and it looks sufficiently whimsy shaped. Like the main point of it is to make this stand out a bit more. Be like, oh, that's a doorway. Don't mind if I do. And then you go in it. And you're like, oh wow, went in it. I am gonna add. Am I gonna add collision to this? Because someone's gonna jump on top of it, and then silly stuff is gonna happen. I don't know what. Somehow someone's gonna use this to skip to the final boss. It's like, what can you do with that? You can't do anything with that, right? We're fine, right? It's fine. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. Okay, this is supposed to be a cooking zone. I want a big cauldron. Okay, Blender or CSG? What do we like? What do we like? We like them both. If we do Blender, we can make the shape a little bit more silly and zany. Get a little hangnail. Hold that thought. Yeah, let's do it in Blender. it's silly that that with just the CSG stuff, I'm able to hack out some fairly impressively complex shapes that should not be possible. Okay, I don't know, icosphere, but smooth. And then, do we do a Boolean or do we just kind of invert half of it? Scale Z, -1. Wow, it's a cauldron. It's basically a cauldron. It's not a very good cauldron, is it? What I would need to do is... Is that not cut all the way through for some reason? Give me. I can make a bowl. I'm a bowl genius. Can you do... You can't do a loop cut through the... Can you not do a loop cut through an icosphere? That kind of surprises me, but I guess kind of not. Okay. I mean, that's fine. So what you would do is you take this, you'd invert it, scale Z, -1, then you'd bring it down. There's always a way, isn't there? Now, if I wanted this rim to be like a little bit more, you know, like a little bit more solidity to it. Options. Oh, geez. Okay, hang on. Something went wrong there. Options for giving a little bit more of a solidity on the edge. Well, actually, one such option, silly though it may be, is what if we just outright cut these points right off, separate them into their own. Ooh, okay. Duplicate the edge. Now there's an idea. There's always a bajillion ways. Okay, so... Nope. Kind of thought that would just grab all of these with an alt click, but no such luck. Wait, I was about to hit E to extrude. That's not what we want here. Duplicate an edge. Hang on. Rip from boundary. Select the edge on the border, add a loop cut there. Since usual loop and cut and slide tool won't use offset slot. What? Wait, what? You can't do that. You can't do that. Control D to duplicate never connects existing geometry. Right. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Edge slide. What is edge slide? What is edge slide? Slides one or more edges across adjacent faces. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. See, it's like I can think of a way to do it, but it's the wrong way. But actually, I mean, what if we just knifed our way around? Oh gosh, it doesn't go all the way around. Because why would it? Why would it do something like that? That would be silly of it. I mean, we'll do whatever we gotta do. Okay, and that cuts everything, right? Great. We have oh. How did you? Oh jeez. Somehow I did some very silly stuff. Oh no. Oh jeez. Okay. Well, all right, merge these. Great. It's fine. Oh, no, wait. No, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone terribly wrong. Undo that. Undo that. Hello. Hello, Desi. So, I'm really surprised I can't do a loop cut, but I guess it's not really that... I have the simplest idea. Okay, I don't want this many rings. Don't need this many rings. 12 is fine. Okay. Let's just use a UV sphere. Let's just use a UV sphere, right? Right. Wow. Incredible. A cauldron. Double. Bubble. All that jazz. Except, shoot. No! This is not what I want at all. This is not what I want at all. Give me UV sphere. Give me UV sphere. I've had an epiphany. It was forced upon me. Flat. Flat is best here. Shift Z. Nice and wide. And also I want it, I think I want it bowing out a bit more. We're gonna eyeball this. This is actually great. That's great. Take this entire bottom set and just flatten that out. We're just gonna eyeball for a bit. We're artists. We're allowed to do this. There we go. Big old cooking pot. Is that solid on the top for some reason? I didn't mean for that to happen. Yeah. Nice thick cauldron. Get rid of this face. Delete that face. All right, now check it out. Why didn't I do this before? Just solidify. Just give it. Boom. Wow. Incredible. Double. Toil, trouble, all the rest. I don't actually want a real cauldron. I want more of like a cooking pot. This is for like the cooking zone in this region of the game. So let's give a big old cast iron looking, like really dark, rough, but with a little bit of reflectivity to it. That's a word. That's the full game right there. That's all you need. Oh, it needs big handles. It's gotta have big handles. Big fat handles. Those are gonna be solid too, but let's make those a separate object. This one's easy. Taurus. Let's travel in your future. Don't go crazy on the polygons. This is a small detail in the game. Really doesn't need that much. Scale down. Pop it up there. Great. Just let me see through. Cut half of this out. Delete it. Done. Amazing. Shade smooth. And what else could you possibly need? To mirror it, of course. Cooking pot. Oh, it's like Gruntilda's pot from other video game. All right, I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. We're putting it in. We're putting it in. Throw it in this. We've cleared an area specifically for cooking. This goes in. I'm gonna call this cooking pot. Export that to something we can easily import. Get my folder back out that I keep closing because I keep thinking we're done with Blender for the night. Furniture, cooking pot. Bird town. Unnamed bird themed town. Cookery. The cookery. Cooking pot. Throw it in. Oh ho ho. Ho ho ho, traveler. It's huge. Oh, it's huge. Good. Good. Does it need a fire? Crap, it needs a fire. Oh, crap. It's gonna need a fire. Which doesn't make sense for a, It's cold soup. You make cold soup here. It could be hanging. You're in a tree, and everything is made of wood. You don't put a fire up here. An induction cauldron. I love it. I think I'm just gonna have him say that he's making cold soup today. Hope you're hungry. My specialty, cold soup. Hot plate cauldron. Electric. It's an electric cauldron. That's reasonable. We'll put a little stool for the cook. We haven't drawn the cook. He's gonna be another one of these bird guys, though. So all we're gonna do is basically recolor one of the existing ones and give him a little chef's hat, and he's gonna be adorable. Collision on this. We are going to we're gonna pull a little trick called cheating. which is one of my personal favorites. Oops, no. You go inside of this, and then also subtract a CSG box. Boom. Guess what? It's now close enough. Incredible. We have a lot more characters in other places. This one doesn't really have a lot. It's just birds. It's just birds here. Unless you count we have the player characters, I suppose. This is easy. It's a box. Can you believe it? Yeah, that's it. That's the handle right there. Wow, hitboxes are easy in video games. It is an RPG, very much in the style of Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door on the Nintendo GameCube. Fast forward, and you're a little robot. Oh no. I didn't think about that. I wasn't prepared. Okay, give me in. Oh, you can't quite reach. There, I want you to be able to jump in the big pot because it's funny to me. So we're making that happen. Ah, that's a problem. Okay, solutions. One, just move it, but that means that, like, okay. So obviously, you want to have straight shot here. Put a barrel or something in the way so you can't stand there. But this is... You need to move this, like, how far out? No, not even that. Not even that is enough. Okay, this is more reasonable, I suppose, of a solution. Except, I hate when that happens, though. But then you can't have anything back here, really. So it's ugly and gross. And then you have no room for the cooking to happen. How do we pull this off? How do we pull this off? A zoomed camera here. Because I need this extra room here. A tilted camera. Hang on. We can do that. We can do that. We have camera control zones already. So add a whoop, yep, I know. You don't like that. You don't like me changing it mid gameplay. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll say, hey, if you are in this zone right up here, right up through here, then not rotate degrees, offset camera up over the course of 2 seconds. Is that reasonable? Hey, Gamey on. We're about to wrap up for the night. I didn't realize it was getting so late. All right, so go here. Okay, and the camera kind of sails over the cooking pot. That can kind of work. That's enough. That's enough to get you through. And then the camera kind of settles back down. So the camera kind of raises up. so it doesn't bump into the cauldron. And then back down. It works. Okay, we're gonna have a cooking bird here. That is probably what we'll work on Wednesday. I think that's the plan. And then he will cook for you, similar to the frog with the blender in the Chapter 1 town. Here you can have ingredients thrown into a big pot. And somehow that makes a smoothie if you throw a strawberry in. You just don't question it. If you ever played Paper Mario 64 or Thousand Year Door or Bug Fables, it's the same system there, which it's basically... Actually, I can just go to that place. I need an in-game cheat menu for warping around. That would make things a lot easier, wouldn't it? Pay no attention to the giant pig in the way. Oh shoot, the quest. You need the quest to be done. Oh, it is done, allegedly. A dev exit, yeah, basically. Oh, I'm in the wrong game state here. I need state, I don't know, 8? Something higher than 5, apparently. But yeah, it's just pick a food, and it's basically like a little menu thing. There we go. So you'd say, I want you to cook my strawberry. I was like, are you sure? It's like, yes. And then you get some kind of upgraded item that has better stats, typically, unless there is no recipe, in which case you're out of luck. Okay. Cool. Got the hamster. Canopy is looking good. We got a nice little loft apartment. Can you cook the tennis ball? You can, but it makes garbage. So I would not recommend it. All right, cookery. Do we have a stool yet? Could I use an existing? Could I use this table as a stool? If I stretch it, it's gonna yell at me, isn't it? Yeah, it's gonna be like, oh, this is a non-uniform scale. You can't do that, you idiot. We'll make one. We're gonna make one right now. We're not even going into Blender. We're using our good old friend CSG. What a friend. We need a nice little texture here. You know what? Actually, I kind of like it. But we are going to switch that to UV to deal with, we'll just go triplanar. Give me a 0.1 collision. Yeah, I want collision on that. It's a good looking stool already. And now we copy paste. We duplicate. We nest. We 0.5. Oops. And then we pull it down a little bit. And then 2, 3. Leg. Duplicate. 1, 2, 3. Duplicate 1, 2, 3. Duplicate 1, 2, 3. These 4 do not need collision. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's all one thing. All right, cool. It can have collision. I kind of want this rotated a bit. Like just a hair. You know what? Sure, let's make it a little bit stout. Oh, that's too high. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. And now just bring it up a smidgen. That looks fine. If anything, I need it taller. It's not easy. It's not easy living up in the treetops, but they somehow make it work. All right. What happens if we go in the stew? Do we get stuck? Oh gosh, it's really deep. It's really deep. It's deeper than you would expect it to be. I think we need to put a little bit of a guard in there for that. An invisible bit of solidity. You get into that soup and you're not coming out. That's better. I kind of want to have a nice little bubbly soup going on in here. And then you get in it and he yells at you. It's like, hey, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing? No collision. How many did we do? 12. Well, let's line it up then. Do code changes update to? Yes, it is. GDScript is not as far as I know, not a compiled language. So you can run code changes. And if it is something that happens every loop, the next loop, it will run the modified code. But if that involves something like a variable has to get set up before, as that class initializes, it will fail out because it's like, oh, well, I'm in my loop and that variable doesn't exist. So we're out of here. You failed. Tough cookies. I feel like it needs to be like a little bit soupy. Soupy? More of a stew? Like a cream? Okay, it didn't show up. And then the engine bans you, and that's a whole mess you don't want to deal with. All right. This house still doesn't have anything going on with it. I don't know exactly what we're going to put in here. Like maybe one bird. I really, really love this shadow on the wall. That feels so nice to me. But maybe we'll put like 1 or 2 birds in there that you can just talk to them. We'll add some soup here. That's true. I have to respect the boss. Oh, perfect. Small is on. Oh, GQ's is on. GQ's doing Pokemon. Master Tank's on. Make a cookie house. We're gonna go over to Small. Small is very fun to watch. IMO. They're an excellent animator. I feel like that character art, like cutesy character art and classic squash and stretch animation in Godot. Small is able to just spit that out really fast in Godot. It's really impressive. So we're gonna go hang out with him tonight. Small's been making a few passes on a game idea he's been working on, and he's recently kind of restarted from the ground up, I think, on a mushroom-themed video game. So let's go hang out with him for a bit. I'm about to go to bed. I gotta get up for work. We made good progress. The canopy is looking a lot nicer than just this one single flat polygon of wood. So we got a little home for our hamster buddy who lives at the top of the tree and powers the elevator. Look at his TV. Oh man, I love that. It should definitely do something when you hit it. Dang it. I shouldn't have said that. Now I have to do it. I'll add, I think next time we'll add some kind of like bubbly animation for the soup and try to draw a chef bird so that we can bring a little bit of life to the cooking zone. Oh, he needs a little shelf with spices. Yeah. This is basically going to be our Germ Dove stand-in character. Everybody gets a stand-in character, I guess. I don't know. I'll be back Wednesday at about 2.5 hours before current time, wherever that is for you. Bye, everybody. See you next time. Bye.